Hey everybody, welcome to Life After Religion.
Hi guys.
And we're looking forward to sharing this short video today. We really wanted to ask you a question. Angela and I wanted to do a series, and the series kind of goes like this. It's why does truth need to hold a gun to your head? When we were a Jehovah's Witness, we were under a death threat. We were under you do it or else. And we've heard that echoed, through our whole life with Toni Morris, those who leave, they're going to die, and, all that kind of stuff. But we've always been under a death threat. You better not leave, you better not drift, you better not. Even so far as to say, for the governing body to say, you'll never be resurrected again.
Yeah.
And so what we wanted to talk about and what we wanted to share was many times that same idea is echoed over and over and over in other religions. And basically what we wanted to do was show you a side-by-side comparison, like maybe on a whiteboard, what these different religions are. Because me and Angela's been through, we've said it before, about 200 different religions. And I'm not saying all of them, but a large majority of them have the same idea that we need a gun, a death threat, in order to serve Jesus, in order to serve Jehovah. We need this threat that we will be exterminated. And that is not true. I don't believe it's true.
Absolutely not.
And I just think you end up doing the same thing again when you join these different religions, when you go into these other spiritualities and different things. If they've got a gun to your head, if you need a gun to your head to serve God, if you need some kind of gun, that is not truth. And truth can stand on its own. And truth doesn't need a death sentence. I'm going to say that again. Truth does not need a death sentence. Truth can stand on your own. And part of what Angela and I have learned, and Jesus even said it, you learn by what you suffer. We're here if we go down the path, if we go this way or that way, and we're allowed to go where we want, by the way. We can do whatever we want while we're here, because life will teach us. If we're going the wrong way, life will tell us, well, maybe I should go the other way. So there's lots of lessons to learn here. But there's not this gun to our head. I've noticed these religions, when you come in them, they say, okay, now are you ready to join? And we've said, join what? Well, join our creed. Join our group think. Join our, this is how we all think here. And man, the minute you say, well, actually, I just wanted to visit, and I just basically wanted to share some spiritual perspectives and have a dialogue, maybe in your Bible study about some things you believe and some things I believe. Oh, we don't allow that. What we allow is you come in here to be taught by us from our ideology, right? From the man who went to whatever school he went to, whatever academian school he went to. It could be Seventh-day Adventist, could be Christian, could be whatever. But basically, it's a very similar infrastructure, not quite as harsh as where Angela and I came out of. Angela's come out of worldwide. Gun to your head, trust me.
Worldwide Church of God.
And shunning, absolutely. There's lots of that in Christianity as well. You shouldn't have to be shunned because you don't know their truth. You shouldn't have to be beat over the head. You shouldn't say to somebody, I want nothing to do with you if you don't believe like me. And that is a lot of Christianity, by the way, also. And it's a horrible feeling. And we still experience it from family.
Oh, yeah.
We still feel that. And we know that that's not right. So what I wanted to do, along with Angela, is do some whiteboards where we show this is Jehovah's Witness, this is Christian, this is Muslim, this is Mormon, this is, Seventh Day. And just share, how we got in to this brainwashing. What is brainwashing? Is it brainwashing or is it just a recording? And how does that work? We want to break all of that down. And the reason I want to break it down is because in breaking down how we understand and how we learn, we can get free. If we can learn something, we can unlearn it, right? There's people who are KKK, there's people who are this, there's people who are that, and they've learned how to steal, they've learned how to do different things. There's a million religions around, they've all learned. Well, just like we learned in the witnesses when we came out, we can unlearn. But here's the thing, unlearning is not that easy. Unlearning is not that easy. We've been programmed for years. This is the truth. This is the truth. This is the truth. We're in the truth. Don't leave the truth. That's the same thing going on in other religions. It's an identical same thing. Don't ever leave or else. So we want to show you the structure, how you became a witness. You already know that, but how you became a witness, how a Christian becomes a Christian, how a Muslim becomes, all these different things. And then you can see that everyone is in the same boat.
Right.
Everyone is in the same boat.
The same techniques are being used.
It is. Everybody's saying, believe like me or else.
Right.
And I'm not saying all religions, because of course not all religions teach that. But it's so interesting. But if you can see it, if you can actually see it, like go, wow, yeah, then you can undo it. And that's what you've got to do, because I got to tell you, if you're going to be successful, in life, you've got to undo what's been done.
That's right.
You've got to undo the brainwashing. And you've got to be very careful where you go into after you come out of that brainwashing, right? There's a million people that says, come over here, this is what I believe, come. This is great, this is wonderful. And like Jesus said, you're just as blind as the rest. You're a trap. You don't get out and you don't allow others out.
But it's funny because when Dan says, be careful when you get out, right? Well, you just end up going where you go, right? And you learn by what you suffer. And it's not so bad.
It is.
We don't want to make you feel afraid to go out and learn
You're
and
supposed
figure
to
out.
explore.
How else are we going to be telling you that we went to here and this is what we saw, and they're all the same across the board. We're going to show you on a board how this all worked. And if we had not gotten out there, it didn't undo us, did it? We're perfectly fine. And I was going to tell you this.
That might be questionable.
Yeah.
We're perfectly fine.
Well, Paul, in the Bible, as you know, he was a very strong, devout, strict, Judaism. He was a Jew. And he got touched by God, and he came to realize that, okay, this is all wrong. I have to undo everything I've learned. I've got to undo it. And that's what he said. And right in the Bible, he says, everything that I learned, I had to unlearn. So he's not the only one. We have to do it, or we're not the only ones. He had to do it and start all over again and that took him 14 years before he was finally really ready to get out there and do the ministry. And as you know, Jesus himself taught him, and he had to unlearn and relearn. And then he started teaching, and he still had things to learn. It took a long time to undo everything. And I don't suppose he was perfect in the end either. I don't. But he did really good. So we're going to do really good, guys. We're going to undo this, and we're going to be great. We're going to learn.
And you can explore.
Yeah.
Look at the prodigal son.
Don't be afraid.
Jesus said, my father's like this. He had two sons. One decided to go out and explore. Explore what? Whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
Whatever he wanted. You could put it in a box, Yeah. Now in the religions of the world, you can't explore. You're a dead man walking. Well, the prodigal son wasn't a dead man walking. He actually God, right, says, here's your inheritance. Go out and go down that road. You might need a little money. And God bless you on your journey. Do we say that? Do we say that as religious people? God bless you on your journey, son, away from home with that worldly girlfriend. Do we say, God bless you on your journey? That's what we should be saying, because life is the teacher. Life will teach us. And honestly, we come to truth. We come to the love of God through experiencing truth and falsehood. That's what we're going to do. We're going to experience truth and falsehood. And that will be a teacher, and that's what turns us to truth. It's just not a religion. Truth is not a religion, trust me. And truth, as I said in the beginning, doesn't need to hold a gun to your head to say, worship me or worship the Son, because honestly, I've seen in our religion, we were terrified of Jehovah. Angela was terrified, was it?
Just God.
Just God, they called him Lord. And in Christianity, they've got Jesus, with the big sword, that's longing and can't wait and overjoyed to come and do the great execution for those who don't believe like we do, those who don't believe. And so the gun is always there, it seems like, in a lot of these religions. Does it seem like that to you?
Yeah, absolutely. I do feel that way. It's interesting, like even Paul, he went off to that Colosseum. Dan, where's that one? I want to say it's Aspen, but anyway, it's not Aspen.
Athens?
Athens, yes. Athens, Greece. And he would often go and just debate, listen to all their different views. Each one of them get up to the microphone, if you will, not really, but this Coliseum, and tell their little thing about why they believed what they believe and what it was all about. And then the next guy would get up and do it, and everybody got to have their turn telling why they believed what they did and about their God, right? And then as you know, Paul got up and said, well, I'm going to tell you about my God. It's called the unknown God, the one you have here that says this one. I want to talk about that one. And then he would talk, and everybody got to share. No one was afraid to listen to the other, views. And then you would get to explain why you think yours is superior, right? And Paul got to explain why he thought, but there is no intimidation. We're all taught that, if you go out and do that, you're going to be entangled in the world, and you're going to quickly get sucked into Satan's world, and you're going to be undone and ruined. Well, that didn't happen to Paul. He went and did that.
And he obviously knew a lot about their religion.
Yeah,
because
he
named their gods. He said, I noticed you're the God of this, and the God of this, and the God of this.
But I'm going to talk about this
the
one.
The unknown God.
Right. But I kind of feel like he got to talk last. After you listen to everybody else's spiel, if you will. And, all that does is solidify why, the conclusions you come to on your own. And it just sharpens your own self up when you do it. So it's really not so frightening. It really isn't. And I feel happier than I ever have in my life. I feel more free, and I'm getting more free all the time. So
yes.
It's not from just hiding under a rock or in the sand, or hiding yourself because you don't want to be exposed to these pagan people and their crazy beliefs. Well, I haven't done that, and it hasn't undone me. Just want to say.
Right. So guys, give us a big yes in the comments if you like this idea. We're going to share. It's with no particular intention to lead you anywhere, other than to think for yourself.
Yep.
And, not allow tyranny of man, tyranny of religious ideology to rule you. Let your conscience, let your heart, let your mistakes teach you. Mm-hmm. But that's what it's for. But I think it'll help in quickening the deprogramming, because truthfully, we do have to be deprogrammed. We actually live in two different worlds. It's like Angela, she's letting go, having to let go of that worldwide, like completely let go. And in the holding on, there's tension. There's things in your hands. It can manifest, right?
Yeah, because you could have already experimented, whoever's listening right now, and gone to several different religions. And, it doesn't make you feel better inside. Inside, you're still feeling like this feeling of fear of Jehovah, or, in the worldwide of God.
We have the truth. God's name's Jehovah.
Yeah, what is, so even though I've been out for, maybe you've been out for 10 years or, whatever, 10, 15, 20, who knows? And you still don't feel better. Why? It's that, for me, it's funny. I got into the Worldwide Church of God growing up. I was born into that. And then I got into another crazy, actually I found Christianity in between. And then I went into my ex-husband, into another cult. And then, back out again. And so, there's just been this root thing from my childhood, though. That's what's kept me so stuck about this angry God. That programming of fear, if you do anything wrong, that is what really is still affecting me today. Not the second cult, not the Christianity I learned. That's not bothering me today. It's what I learned as a child. That's what's so ingrained, that's got to be uprooted. So it's interesting that way, because even when you get free for a while and going somewhere else and doing something completely different, and you're still feeling this underlying uneasiness and uncomfortableness because of this underlying fear, that's what's got to get unhooked. And that's what we need to discuss. But the best way to do that is mull it over, look and analyze words and all kinds of things. We're going to be doing that with you.
So that's what we want to do, guys, and we're looking forward to doing that. Like I said, give us a yes. Let us know, that sounds good.
Yeah.
And because until we get unprogrammed, we can't move forward as fast as we want to. We want to move forward fast. We want to
faster.
We want to be able to make this life that we're living. God intended us to be here to do something wonderful, amazing. And he doesn't make junk. You're not junk. No, I'm not junk. No. But if we're living in a compartmentalized life and part of it's holding us forward and we can't reach forward, we're like the lady in the, where was it, where they left Sodom and Gomorrah, right? We turn into a pillar of salt, right? We're looking, frozen. Yeah, we're looking forward. We're preserved in a space. That's what salt is, a preservative. And so if we're trying to move forward and we're looking back at Jehovah's Witnesses or worldwide or whatever, we can't move. Right. And so we've got to be able to move. And I think sometimes the visuals and seeing what it is that's actually going on and what happened to you and what happened to them and what happened to them. When you see we're all in the same boat and we're all trying to do the same thing, it changes everything. So anyway, guys, that's all we wanted to say. We will see you on the next video. And like I said, if give me some yeses if you want yes, and I'll do a whiteboard maybe even today, and it'll be wonderful and amazing, and looking forward to your transformation.
Yes.
All right.
You deserve it.
You deserve
You're worth it.